Evening, guys. Welcome to Football with Brownie. Hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe, and spreading the love during this pandemic because we all need a little bit of loving, guys. We all need a little bit of loving. Before I go any further, please check that Twitter, that bar underneath. Please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to Football with Brownie. We are currently on 823 subscribers. We need another 177. I think my maths is okay. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, well on the road to 1,000. Let's hit 1,000 and let's have. I'm going to have a 1,000 subscriber party. I don't know what. I may get a hookers or something in. You never know. You just never know. But I may have a couple of other guests coming in. In the meantime, we got Geordie. Geordie Nathan. He's going to be called from here, but Newcastle fan
Yeah,
Nathan. Hope you well, my friend. How are you?
yeah, I'm good. Yeah, been some really good matches in the Euros today. There has been a lot of goals as well. Um, England obviously won, which was a brilliant thing for England to get off to a winning start.
Yeah.
I
I
think,
didn't. I didn't watch it. I didn't. I'll be honest with you. I know guys may have been annoyed with me earlier on because I was meant to do a watch along for Holland and the Ukraine in the end. Mate, honestly, you know yourself what it's like to do watch alongs.
yeah,
Absolutely killed me, mate. And I thought I need a break. I need a break because I prefer doing this show actually than doing a watch along.
yeah,
And doing three of them together yeah, you kind of like I was completely out of material, and I thought no. And there's another reason why as well, which I'm sure we'll look into. We'll talk about later on. Yeah, give you what I'll do. Give your channel a shout out and everything as the guys are coming into the chat.
yeah. It is called Nathan Cast. We do anything on that channel. We have a drink, we talk, a bit of music. Just have a general chat about the football, what's been on, or sometimes I'll do a watch along. Next season, I'll be doing match reviews on the ground, Newcastle ground, or vlogs, or fan cams. Just really anything on that channel.
Well, what I'll do as well before we go any further, I'll put a link into for Nathan's channel in the chat. So just bear with me a sec, Nath.
Jamie.
There you go. There you go. It's going to be a link to Nathan's channel in the chat. But let's go have a look at who's in the chat at the first. Right, here we go. Right at the beginning. Hi FIFA, hope you're well, my friend. Tom Palmer. Evening Brownie. Evening Tom, hope you're well. Louis team, hi mate, hope you're well. Jamie, hope you're well, my friend. I'm good, and Nathan's good as well.
Yeah, I'm
Mr.
good. Yeah.
Bundle, Mr. Bundle's in the house. What's cooking, Brownie? Well, I've had a bit of food today, Mr. Bundle. So not restaurant food either, so I can't jump on the internet. Leslie, hi Brownie, hi Leslie, hope you're well. Steve, hi Steve, hope you're well. Steve, I don't know if you want to come on or if you want to be in a chat. Up to you. John 1886, hi my friend, hope you're well. Mr. Bundle, Norma, give me a little bit of loving. Oh, good man, good man. That's what we like to hear. Holland, Ukraine, great game. Yeah, I know. You know what?
It was, yeah.
I'm hearing that, but that's a very game. I had to. I honestly did. I had to have have a break, really.
Yeah.
I'm sure she did, Mr. Bundle. Right. Go Lemons. Hey, Brownie, you happy about England winning? Laughing. John. Leslie says Yarmolenko's goal.
Oh, what
I
a
haven't seen it.
goal. What
You
a
can
goal
you
by Roundup. What a
you
goal.
can. John says, me in this hot weather. We're I don't know. Some of you people, what I don't know what the hell. You're talking to one another. I like it when you all talk one another. It just shows a community in which we build. And Brentford, Clive, evening, lads. And Steve, I'll send you a link now, my friend. Just bear with me. I was going to send him a link to your bloody channel, then. 1 second. Typical, isn't it? Right, I've emailed a link over to you, mate. I've emailed a link over to you, Steve. Right. So let's listen. The main talking point of the day is obviously the England game. As an England fan, Nathan, take away. What do you think?
My assessment we'll go on the first half to start off with. The first half, England had a lot of chances. You could see the Croatian defence was slow, very slow and very old. Their defence. You can see how slow they were. With England players were faster than them. But the only negative in the first half was we hit the bar too many times. We need to score more goals, because when it comes into the latter stages of games, we seem to just sit back, and we can't do that. Not against France and not against Germany. If we do get France in the next round, then we can't sit back, because France will just counter attack you. So we've got to look into that. Kieran Trippier being left back, I don't know why you would put him left back when you've got a left back already there. Luke Shaw, who's had a brilliant season for Manchester United.
Yeah.
So why play Kieran Trippier there? Maybe it's just because of his free kicks. But yes, Kieran Trippier is good at free kicks, but why not just say play right back and take Kyle Walker out of the team? I know that might be a negative into the England team, putting Kieran Trippier right back, but with Kyle Walker being right back, Kieran Trippier doesn't operate anything at left back. He can't go on his left foot. He has to always turn on his right. And Croatia every time they were trying to go down the left, they just can't go down the left because they haven't got fast enough players. Yeah. We have. If we put Grealish in the team, maybe Grealish, Foden, and Kane will work better. Raheem Sterling does not work.
I was listening to Talk Sport when on Friday, I think, when Jose Mourinho was there, and listened to what he was saying. Basically, what he said is that Grealish plays better on the left coming in. So with and everyone in the studio at the time was agreeing with him. So if that is the case, then, and Grealish, has to play on the left, it has to be a straight decision, really. Southgate has to do. It's either Grealish or Sterling.
The only reason Southgate's picked Sterling is because he plays for Man City. If Grealish had played for Man City this season, he would pick him.
Is it something personal between them, you think?
I think it is,
guys, do you think it's something personal that Grealish is not playing? Because I don't know. I don't know.
Have they had a spat in training?
When it comes to creativity, there's no competition between Grealish and Sterling, in my opinion.
There's not, but the reason he might not be playing, have they had a spat in training? Has Grealish disagreed with one of Gareth Southgate's tactics? Could be any of that.
Yeah.
But Grealish is a very good player.
Dea's joined the show. Hi, Dea. I hope you're well. Dea, Nathan, Dea.
What's he talking about? Jack Grealish falling out with Southgate. Southgate loves him.
Well, you think? Yes, but why is he not playing him then? Why is he not playing him?
Because it's a big, long tournament, Nathan. Big, long tournament. I was surprised he didn't get picked today. I think he possibly could have got a chance coming on the second half. But it's a long tournament at the end of the day, mate, But Grealish, we all want to see Grealish play. We all want to see it, because I think it'd be the star of the Euros, to be honest with you.
I know. I can see him being like Gaza was in 1990.
Yeah, exactly, mate. But
We need to play him against Scotland. We need to play against Scotland.
He's got to play against Scotland, doesn't he?
If he doesn't, then stomach's down with that.
Hey, Sterling scored today. Okay, right, but he didn't do a lot.
How many chances did he misplay the ball?
Exactly, mate. But the trouble with Sterling, mate, I can't stand the bloke. I've got a personal issue with him, to be honest, so I can be biased. But
yeah,
it depends what mood he's in. Whether he's playing for England or whoever, it all depends what mood he's in, mate. And
it does, yeah.
He doesn't just concentrate on football, unfortunately.
He frustrates you a lot as well.
Oh, then he just.
Every time he gets the ball, he frustrates you because he just either passes back. The thing with England today, they were passing backwards too many times. Pickford, with some of his kicks, some of his distribution, he shouldn't even be England goalkeeper.
No, I agree with that, mate. His distribution is very poor for a goalkeeper.
And we got the Brentford Clyde.
I had this argument, mate. This is exclusive. This is exclusive for the Football with Brownie show. I only just come off the phone to Martin Marguson, my big mate, as Brownie knows, who's the England goalkeeping coach.
Well, coming on,
it's him who actually picks the goalkeeper. It's him. Yeah, I did mention it actually, but he said might be a bit of a giveaway, right? But what? I lost what I was going to say now. But yeah, he rates Pickford, but he got slaughtered, didn't he? When he went on Sky News, and I don't know if you ever saw it. Go on YouTube, you see it. But Marge goes on Sky News and pulls out Pickford's weaknesses live on Sky News. And he got caned for it, right? So he has to be very careful what he says. But he picked Pickford. I wouldn't have picked Pickford myself. But
who would you have in goal then? But obviously, out of the three keepers we've got, the two keepers we've got.
I like that Henderson myself.
Henderson, yeah. I think that West Brom keeper did very well. That Johnson against who was it? The Norway game. He did really well in that Norway game.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. To be honest, though, we haven't. Over the years, I think we've been spoilt with choice of goalkeepers as England, haven't we? We've always had world beaters, but we haven't got a world beater at the minute, have we?
Right, Brentford Clive says, nice to see Allardyce's boyfriend in the chat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We'd have won 3-0 today if Big Sam had been in charge.
Yeah, probably would have, yeah.
We would have. Wouldn't have been pretty. But
it doesn't matter if it's not pretty, does it? It doesn't matter if it's not pretty. Win 3-0.
Exactly.
Mr.
Results. Just call him Mr. Results. He knows how to get a result out of anything.
Benno says, and hi Benno, welcome to the Madhouse. Pickford's most experienced keeper there. His distribution is top class. You've seen in the first half, he played Foden in some. Yeah, to be honest, I agree. Actually, some of his kicking was brilliant today.
Some of his kicking. But did you see half of his kicking? He nearly passed it to one of the Croatia players. He could have been for one goal. Look at the.
I did say some. I did say.
Look at the way he had a defender at the back.
I don't like the playing up back. I'm.
I'd
rather get it up there and then we
get it out and then leave attacking players deal with it. Defenders are there for defending.
As Big Sam always says, get it out your half, and then you can start playing football.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think Phil Foden had a world-class game. I think
he was good. He was
world-class player. And he should have been in the English squad. I know he's only, how old is he? 18, 19? 22. Oh, 20. He's
not that old. No, sorry, I'm thinking of someone else. He's about
18, 19?
19, is he? He started when he got his first team appearance was about 16, 17 minutes. So he's got to be about 19 now, I would have thought.
Be about 19, yeah.
I tell you what, I must have said it last night, Steve, because I'm sure you asked me about it. But that Croatian defence was awful.
Yeah.
Slow.
Really bad. Really totally slow.
I wouldn't have said they were bad.
That goal.
The Dutch one tonight was far worse. The Ukrainian one tonight was far worse. But maybe they're playing football. But you're looking at picking holes in England's performance, I think, as a Welshman. Brownie. But
I'm picking holes, and if
No,
I'm honest with you, hang on.
I thought
Let me
they
come back
got
for a
okay.
minute. I'm
Hey,
actually picking holes. We've had 3 days now of football,
Yeah.
and on every single day,
The
there's
defense has been shot.
defensive errors which have led to goals. I'm actually picking holes in the lack of defending. Defending is an art. It's an art to defend, and just as much as it's an art of scoring goals. But defending in some on these, and I include Switzerland's. The first game, only one game, was the Turkish goalkeeper gives it to the Italian for scored third goal.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we had the example of the Welsh defender on the Switzerland goal. Today, we've had an example of the Austrian goalkeeper bloody fucking
I know
out.
what you're saying,
Right?
but I think you're being too critical. Because if you were a football pundit, let's say, and you actually on a Saturday watched 92 games of football and could analyse them all, you'll always see defensive errors. Defending is the hardest art in football.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right? They never get the praise. All the money's being number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but come on. But some of the defending is amateur.
No, I haven't seen any awful. The worst one was the Turkey keeper. That was a cock up, wasn't it?
The Austria one. That was the worst one. He literally got the keeper had the ball and he just fucking he give it away. It's like how do you give that away? It's just like come on.
But that's the art. That's what we're talking about again. And in my book, goalkeeper, hoof it up the pitch, get it out of the way. Yeah. If the opposition win the ball back at that level, you got a chance. All this playing out the back, they're not good enough to do it, mate. A lot of teams aren't good enough to do it. And why do they do it? Because they follow the others.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying, but defending is the hardest art in a football match. Far out than scoring goals.
Yeah, no, but Sterling lost those two
Sterling's not a defender. Oh, sorry, mate. What did you say?
Sterling lost those two centre halves quite very easily.
Yeah, but Sterling, you got to be fair, on the ball is a quality player.
Yeah,
but he was
good fool, Steve.
I think you're just being a bit harsh. But I think a lot of it is because you're watching a lot of games constantly. Yeah, one after another. So it looks.
Oh, I had to have a day off. I had to have a game off. Unfortunately, it looks as if I've had the most interesting fucking game off.
Yeah, you have. But what I'm saying is, that's the story of your life, isn't it? But you know what I mean? We're watching game after game after game.
Yeah.
You see more of the mistakes. Yeah, we're watching all the games live, right? And you will see defensive mistakes, and it will go on for the rest of the tournament.
That's fair enough.
You know, but saying that, I get your point. If every team could defend like the Italians, for instance.
Yeah.
No, but they
maybe it is because the better defensive teams haven't really been challenged yet. So you know, right, I'm seeing the worst defensive teams make defensive mistakes, and you can't really you've got nothing to compare them against.
Yeah, too early yet. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But we're watching game after game, mate. We're going to bed now. We're going to be up 1 o'clock to watch Scotland, and here we go again.
It's like constant circle, isn't it?
Oh no! Hey, there's another one at the moment tonight. I'm thinking of. Are you up for it, Nath?
Yeah, I'm up for it. What are you doing?
I don't know yet. I haven't made a decision.
I'm watching Brazil right now. I'm watching Brazil right now.
Is it on now?
Right now. It's on now. Colombia's on.
I can't do it. No. I'm not doing it. Don't Adam. You're gonna kill yourself for tomorrow. Don't do it. I need to get that in my brain. I need to get it in my brain. I tell you. But yeah, you might be right. Okay. So how did out of 10? What? And people in the chat can come back on this as well. Out of 10. What rating would you give England's performance today?
With me?
Well, both of you.
7.
6.5.
Okay, how about people in the chat? People in the chat come back to me on that one. Croatia. What did you think of Croatia?
I think they're a team too old. And I think if England are going to be successful, just using as an England example, I think the youth and the young age of the England squad is going to see them through, probably looking on today's performance, getting close to the final. Unless something drastically goes wrong. And I don't normally praise England up, to be honest, but I looking at that today and the way those young players are playing. And
played with no fear. Played with no fear, Steve.
No fear, exactly, right? They haven't got big breath, you know, of course they got names, but they're not like the old days. England always put the old guard in, didn't they? Your name was Brooking, you were in. Keegan, you were in. Do you know what I mean? It didn't matter, no matter what you did. These players have had to play for their place. I think the Gareth Southgate, we all find is a boring manager, really. But he's got that boring persona, isn't he?
Yeah.
To be fair, right?
Yeah.
But deep down, I think he's gelled these lads since they were youngsters, remember, because he had them he had them as the under-21s England manager.
Yeah.
So he's carried them through. It's rather like when you teach kids football and you take your team up through the age groups. You know.
Hey, this stream's nothing about cowbirds, bloody cow.
I'm not saying that. That is a very important point, though, Brownie. If you knew your football, if you take a team through from under 16, under 17, talk to Craig. He's done the same. You know, you speak to Bellas, he'll tell you, and you take him through. And that's what Southgate's actually had the job of doing, is taking them all the way through to the national team. And I think that means a lot with the players. And I think he's got the mentality right of those players. Apart from Sterling, maybe. Right? Or I think, personally, I wouldn't have took Sterling because I don't think you could afford egos in a squad like that. And Sterling's got the biggest ego in football.
Yeah.
Right? It's about Sterling. It's not about England.
I would have took James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, that'd been a good shout. That'd have been a good shout. But there we go.
Mr. Bando, we're going to chat for a minute because the chat is going a bit nuts. Mr. Bando said tactics will be Southgate's downfall. Tom Palmer says Southgate isn't great, but the squad is quality.
That's why he's got Graham Jones assisting him for.
Well, what's happened now? Fucking hell.
What you've got to remember as well, if you notice... I'll give you a bit of insight into the England.
Hang on, let me go through these because the guys have made all these comments. Leslie, Tom Palmer, semi-final. Leslie thinks. Agree. Tom says, I think semi-final is not unrealistic. Right, Benno, bit of controversial opinion, this. Kane's one of the best marksmen in the world, but he's too slow and comes to pick it up short often. I know exactly where he's coming from there.
No, I agree. I know where you're coming from there.
But I will also put something else on that as well. Do you think Kane is fully fit?
I don't think he's fully fit. Just seeing the runs he made today, he's not powering it. He's not fit. He's definitely not fit.
But I would say, here you are. Why would you first of all think he's not fit?
I just think
just wasn't sharp. To me, he wasn't sharp.
Tell me a championship, whether it's World Cup or European, where he's ever looked sharp.
Last Euros, I think.
He was taking the corners.
Well, no, the last World Cup.
No, that was it. That
was the one he was taking the corners and all that.
That was the last Euros, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Last World Cup.
Last World Cup, he scored a canny few goals. He could have got to the final, and that's when he was sharp. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a long time ago now. That's a long time, isn't it?
I don't know. I just it didn't look sharp, but I know what you mean.
I don't think he's looked sharp all season, Browner, to be honest. I know he's been playing in a bad Tottenham side, but which really cheers me up. But he still had this quality in the Tottenham side.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything at Tottenham this year.
Do you think he needs another striker with him?
No, maybe he doesn't fit the system. But it's early days yet again. Mine, it was the first 90 minutes. But if you took Kane out the side, here's a question for you. If you took Kane out, who would you replace him with?
You've got nobody.
Calvert-Lewin, another youngster with no fear.
I don't. No.
So you're Gareth Southgate. Go to the second game. We've all dissed off Kane. Well, I haven't.
No. Hang on. If I was Gareth Southgate, I do think is that I think Kane may come across as an honest person. If you want a Kane, look, are you fit? You probably say no, boss, but I'll give it a go. And Pochettino done it in the Champions League. He probably gambled, say, look, I'd rather do a half-fit Kane than someone else.
Yeah, but
any injuries of late, is he?
Well,
I don't know. When he went into that post, right?
I thought he was done. I thought his Euros
when he went
was
into
done.
that post, something told me that he went into a post, right? That's accidental, but it may have been more than just a bruised bloody arm or something. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think he just won. I don't think that.
Because he went off shortly after that, didn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't. He's but
anyway, so Mr. Bundle says Southgate is pony.
I don't like Gareth Southgate.
Yeah, but the thing you've got to, what you remember is, right?
Yeah.
And it's true, and you could see it on the film today, right? Gareth, and I'll tell you this now, Gareth Southgate doesn't advise the players that much on tactical positioning.
No, right? He leaves it to his assistant.
Yeah, more than one. Now, if you watch when Rashford comes on, who's telling Rashford what to do?
Is it that guy with black hair, is it?
No, come on. Did you see who was telling?
Was it Graham Jones?
No,
it was.
Is it the guy with black hair?
It was your goalkeeping coach, Martin Margerson.
Why was the goalkeeping coach telling it?
Because that's how it's spread out in the a goalkeeper coach, for instance, doesn't just coach the goalkeeper. Not all of them. He coaches the back four, or the back three, or the back five. Yeah, but I was surprised today to even see him coaching and giving the directions to Marcus Rashford. And I thought to myself, well, that's odd. But you've got what's the other one there? Steve Holland's another one, isn't he?
Yeah, there's Steve Holland, obviously the goalkeeping coach, and there's Graham Jones, Graham Jones as well.
One, yeah. And also, because remember, Southgate really hasn't got any serious football management experience apart from Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Apart from looking after the England under-21s. Right, so he done nothing at Middlesbrough. He got the England job, which is a cushy number.
And a merit. He got the England job on a merit, didn't he?
He fell into it. He's a good...
Yeah.
He's probably very good at managing people.
At development level, yeah.
Not football level, if you know what I mean.
Probably like at under 21 level, he's good.
What the FA have obviously done, they had the big blow-up with Sam Allardyce, didn't they?
Yeah, I know.
They had Mr. Nice. He called him Mr. Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Mr. Nice. I mean, he's a good organiser. He's good this. People listen to him. He's conducting players the right way and whatever. And then he brings in, he's kept on a lot of Sam Allardyce's backroom staff.
Yeah.
He's gone and interviewed them all, said, yeah, you stay with me. You know, he didn't bring in his own goalkeeping coach, for instance. Just using that as one example.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder who's actually...
It makes you wonder if Southgate is just a face of what is a backing team.
But he listens to a lot of people. And then so he listened to, let's say, Fred's, Bill and John, right? Gather all them information off them, what their thoughts are, and then put the plan in place.
But shouldn't...
But during a game, it worries me during a game.
It does, yeah.
It seemed to appear to be him. Which doesn't really matter, does it? If you're managing, you got someone on your right wing man saying to you, get him off, change him, let's do that.
Yeah, but you shouldn't the manager take control in all this? Well,
should he? That's the question, isn't it?
Because
I think great managers do, right? Yeah, but that's where Southgate's not a great football manager or team manager. Should we? No, team manager is probably the right word. Football tactical manager.
Yeah,
he's probably not in the ball game, and that probably could turn out to be England's
Downfall.
Now, when Wales done so well in the Euros, who was on the bench?
Margaretson.
Right, Marge again. Right, and I'm not saying this because it's me mate. I'll support him to his hole, right? But not just Marge, but others as well. Now, Chris Coleman's a shit football manager. We all know that from living in Wales. He's as thick as he come. Honestly, he's the thickest bloke you ever meet, right? And he's a good speaker. You know, he can motivate lads. If you're in a bar with him and he's having a few beers, right, everyone will centre around Chris Coleman. And he's got that ability to gel people around him. But football-wise and knowledge-wise, knows fuck all, right? But and that's why he's always failed at club football. Fulham, he failed. Sunderland, he had a disaster, right? Yeah, he's better off being a Sky Sports pundit, to be honest. He can talk about it, right? Yeah. But what he did have in the Welsh camp, he had Gareth Bale, who knows his football. Right? And I wouldn't be surprised. Well, we'll see what he gets up to later. Ramsey's a good thinker. But on the bench is where he had Marge. And I know, I tell you for a fact, Marge organised the goalkeeper, the back four, and the defensive midfield players. And was in charge of the set pieces. So you wouldn't think that from a goalkeeping coach, would you? You'd think a goalkeeping coach would be just, right, working with the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But he don't.
Oh, very interesting. And like Benno says,
a lot of managers do that. You're good managers who've managed at football clubs and done well. You find our tactician, like taking Arsene Wenger, he wouldn't be listening to Fred, Bill, and Jim. Maybe he had the knowledge to see what was going on the pitch. Do you see what I mean? And there's that. Mourinho's probably another one. Fergie was probably another one. But there's a different type with international, especially with international. In club football, they get found out, right?
Going international football, you don't.
Remember, it's hard to be an international manager, because you don't have your players all the time.
Yeah.
Well, this is where Southgate has got the benefit because he's had those players more than any other manager. You with me?
Because of the younger
Aaron Brown was appointed by the FA. Fucking God help us. Aaron Brown walked into his role. How can he actually get to work with those players? He can't, can he? They're off here. They're doing this Champions League, blah blah blah. He has a few friendlies, and you've got to try and get it to work.
So how?
But what's here? England are gelling better now than they probably are. I've always said English players can't play with English players. These players are starting to be the first group coming through who seem to be able to play together.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Benno says Sterling's pony for me. But he causes defenders all sorts of problems because he loses the ball 100 times, but still runs at defenses 101 times, and about one time it comes off.
Yeah, sometimes he can be magic. He's not consistent enough, is he?
Hope Scotland win tomorrow. Come on, Raquel.
Yeah,
we'll talk about Scotland later on.
Yeah, we will, yeah.
Brendan Rodgers would make good England boss, Mr. Bundle says.
Probably will. Why not?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Tom Palmer give the England performance 7. No, he's Northern Irish, isn't he?
Is he Irish, Brendan Rodgers, is he?
Northern Irish.
Oh, is he? I always thought he was Scottish. Anyway, learn something every day. I suppose Brendan gives it away.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, hang on. Right, we'll have to go through these comments because it's loads now. Tom Palmer giving England performance 7. Benno gives 8. Sets up the team well. Leslie giving performance 6. John agrees with Leslie. Clive 7.5 for Clive. He says Croatia were crap. Russ, hi Russ, hope you well. Big up Brownie live from Cardiff. And then he says Ramsdale and MB. Some of his MB.
Anyone can get one of them these days. Yeah.
Mr. Bundle says England job is a poison chalice.
I'd give Eddie Howe the job. If I was England.
Yeah, just following on from Tom's question there. can see where Brendan Rodgers would be a good choice. Problem is, would the better managers want the job? It's probably not, actually.
Exactly. You know, who wants that? Normally, it's an old. Let's be fair. In the past, it's always been a manager who's been a club manager at several clubs, and it's normally his final job. Apart from Roy Hodgson, who obviously went to Crystal Palace afterwards and so forth, did he? But normally, in the old days, it was always the sort of finale job, you know. But it's changed now. Obviously, with Southgate is a new thing, from a new way of doing things. To be fair, on paper, if you looked on paper, right, he got to the semi-finals of the World Cup, right? And he's probably unlucky to lose that, to be fair, right?
Yeah.
So you look at it, he hasn't done bad, is he? He's got the semi-finals. Yeah, I agree with Russ. Big Sam.
Yeah, he hasn't done bad, but with that England squad, surely we should have made the final.
It's a game of football. It's a game of football, and in a 90-minute knockout game, anything can happen in a game of football, can't it?
And Clive says, "Good, you got a fan there, Nath." Brentford Clive says, "Good call, Nath, and Eddie Howe's a great coach."
Well, everybody says this, right, about Eddie Howe, and I'm not going to say
nothing about Burnley.
Eh?
You done nothing at Burnley.
Yeah, but that was early days.
Exactly. But Bournemouth, did he do such a fantastic job at Bournemouth? Really?
Well, the Russians. Well, I don't know. I mean, anyway, Russians didn't come in until they made a championship, did they?
Yeah, with Eddie Howe, though, he's got to go to another club. But he keeps turning clubs down at the minute.
Hang on. Martinez wasn't the greatest manager in the world, but he's Belgium manager.
Good point.
Yeah, good point.
Who's he got with him? Who's on his bench? Thierry Henry?
Thierry Henry, yeah.
Yeah, Thierry Henry, yeah.
Big Sam does have a 100% record with England. Oh, don't you guys in the chat start
really?
Up there. I'm telling you.
It's true, though. I'm not a big Sam fan, right?
Yeah, but what? Remember when he said, we'll get around you at this, Effie. We'll get around this. We'll get around that.
Nathan, I'll be honest with you, mate. Obviously, season ticket West Ham. I was very fortunate to, because obviously I used to take Marge up to for the game a couple of days beforehand, sometimes bringing back the Wales after the game. My big mate Julian Dix is a big. Obviously, he's got he can walk anywhere he wants in West Ham, right?
Yeah.
And West Ham is still a community club in a way, and so I was privileged to sometimes go in the manager's office after a game, right? I travelled with the team, stayed at the team hotels, all sorts of stuff like that. And I was never a Big Sam fan, right? When they said Big Sam for West Ham, we're in the Championship, I thought, fucking hell. But seeing how he operated in the flesh, and I've even it was the last game of the season, and I was allowed to sit and listen to the team talk, right? Only because there was nothing to play for. And it's amazing. It was like, fucking hell, right? And his tactical awareness, but he does play the percentages. Like he says, the game of football is a very simple game. You win if you put the ball in the back of the net, and you don't let the ball in the back of your net. Right? Yeah. So how can you argue when he say don't play in our half? Right? Because he said the chances, you allow that team to play in your half, right?
Brentford Clive says, stop all this holiday crap. You give the hard on.
It's true, though. Yeah, but I'm not a fan of. I used to hate watching the game, right? It's fucking. I've got to be honest. I went to West Ham, Burnley. Half time, I went up to back up the Queens, right? Because I thought, I can't fucking watch any more of this shit. We were 1-0 up. We knew we were going to win, but it's not pretty to watch. But
you get the results.
Well, I was glad when he got the sack from West Ham, and I've stood on the terraces at Fulham calling for him to be sacked and all sorts of things, right? But when it comes to international football, it's not the pretty football that will win the tournament, right? It'll be the percentages of the game. And that's why I think Italy will win it. Italy have won it so many times, tournaments, haven't they? Watching Italy, I find painful. I've always found watching Italy boring, right? But they're clinical. Their defence is always rock solid. Yeah. And that's why, for England's point of view, I think Sam Allardyce would win something. That's all I'm saying.
John, 1888 is as Arsenal fan is. Stevie Wonder would do a better job than Arteta.
Well, yeah, exactly. Honestly, let's take Arsenal, for instance. If you it's never going to happen, obviously, right? But Sam Allardyce into Arsenal, I can assure you Arsenal would win more games of football than they do with Arteta.
I tell you what, you winning some of these people in the chat over.
Well, it's true.
I'm sure Russ have had a couple of drinks. I'm telling you.
It's only talking football, right? It's just talking football. I'm not an advocate of Sam Allardyce, right? There's other guys with Big Sam, right? But what you don't say, I'll tell you something else as well, isn't it? I was sat in his office on a Thursday in Chadwell Heath. And he said, Steve, literally, he's a lovely bloke. And he went to Blackpool as the manager. His sidekick, come to me in a minute. Brilliant bloke, right? And, Billy, come to me. Anyway, we're in Chadwell Heath and we just sat, I've got to do the email. I said, oh, fuck it. And he went, fucking chairman's on the fucking email again. I said, oh, all right. So I was like, well, what's going on here then, isn't it? Yeah. And he said, let me just answer this. He got all quite flustered. Right? So, did he put you under pressure then, Sam, or what? And we play Newcastle on the Saturday at Upton Park. And Sullivan, right, from his mansion out in Essex.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's going on? Out of training now. This non-stop, mate. And it was like, I said, how many of them do you get then? What, you get them on a Thursday before the game? Or Friday or something? Are you having a laugh, Dave? He said, have a look at this. He showed me his inbox. And he must have got 50 emails a day off the chairman.
Fucking hell.
Some of them, honestly, I'd love to have a screenshot of it. Right? Some of them were suggestions. You never told him who to play. Right?
You just suggested it.
Yeah. Andy Carroll, I don't know if he's up for this, blah, blah, blah. That's just a suggestion, Sam. And he always didn't listen. But if you remember at West Ham, players would turn up. Sam Allardyce didn't even know they're fucking turning up. He hadn't signed them. I can remember there was one who turned up for training in Chadwell Heath and he said, who are you? And he came in with all the kit on. Right? Come in with all the kit on. And he said, who are you? He said, I'm your new signing. He said, I didn't know I fucking had one. Serious.
James said West Ham fans. Sam Allardyce done okay. West Ham just lost the respect of the fans.
No, he did. Yeah, he did. He. But the truth is, at West Ham, he did lose the respect. But it was not. It was more the frustration of the board, right? And then the fans are on his case for a lot of things. Some right, some wrong. Yeah, and he reacted. Once you react to your own supporters, you're fucked, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. But he does that a lot, didn't he? He done it at Newcastle. He reacted to the fans at Newcastle. He reacted to the fans at Everton as well.
People say, why did Bilic go from West Ham? Right? Bilic went from West Ham, but Sullivan drove him into the ground, made him a nervous wreck. Seriously.
John,
Arnautovic, for instance, who scored tonight, got slaughtered at West Ham.
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with Sullivan. There was nothing to do. All the West Ham players want him back. It was nothing to do with what was portrayed in the press. Uh-huh.
John 1888 says Allardyce, decent manager, but his football's awful to watch.
Oh, totally agree.
Taib says Big Sam is the legend of a chewing gum.
Yeah.
I always remember that time in which that Chico Flores, wasn't it, with that Swansea player.
I was that game. Fucking get up. Yeah, get up, he said.
James says, Italy, defensive class, don't lose games 28 unbeaten.
Bang on, James. And that's why I think they will win. We haven't seen France play yet, but I still think Italy will win. Simply because they're breaking down Italy.
Buck says, evening, Brownie. Hope you're well, Bucks. Hope you're well, my friend. And he says, Big Sam is a main man, not a weakling like Southgate.
Agreed. Totally.
There's the answer. Sammy Lee.
Sammy Lee. Where's always Sammy Lee? Right wing man for Sam Allardyce.
Yeah.
Russ Morgan Lee.
He'll always call on Sammy Lee. He always calls on the people that he can trust.
But he's never done well at number one, or even when he went to Bolton.
But Sammy Lee, Sam Allardyce is manager, Sammy Lee is assistant. Always happens.
Yeah, I know, but Sam Lee, when Sam Allardyce left Bolton, Sammy Lee took over.
One of the best football coaches I ever met was Terry Burton. You listen to a football player who's been coached by Terry Burton, right? But everybody, I've never heard a player say a bad thing about Terry Burton's coaching methods. Yeah, Arsenal, Cardiff, here, there, everywhere, wherever, right? But you don't want to be a manager. And Sammy Lee's probably of the same nature thing. Come on, let's be honest. Who wants to be a fucking football manager?
I know.
Right? You get slaughtered by the fans. You get slaughtered by the press. You can't do anything. You get wheeled out on TV where you got to behave yourself. It's hell of a job. Hell of a job.
Yeah. Tom Palmer says, not a fan of his football, but in terms of league position, Big Sam done a decent job at Everton. I fully agree with that, Tom. In his only season, finishing 8th because they were in danger of going down. Better position was Ancelotti. That's right. That's absolutely right.
This is my point.
Tom, hang on.
My point is, my actual point is, I'm not praising up Sam Allardyce, but what I'm saying is, he'd be ideal as the England manager, right? Because he gets results. And he's got results at every club he's gone to, even that shitty West Brom team he took over, right? Who were poor, right? And then he wasn't given the money in the January to put it together, right? So for modern day football, Big Sam, is he going to be entertaining for Sky? Not in a million years. Yeah?
No.
Not in a million years. But going into a championship for your country, do you want to see your country win or do you want to see him lose? You want to see him win. And England would have the biggest chance winning something with Sam Allardyce as manager. We were moaning about the football. Oh, fucking, that was shit. That fell asleep at half time, blah, blah, blah. But you look at the result and say 2-0.
Box says Thomas too, and Sam didn't have James Rodriguez or Alan or so on, which Ancelotti did. Tom Palm said, expect more from Ancelotti at Everton. You as well, but listen, James Rodriguez didn't perform well at Everton all season, but it is right. Okay, let's move on, man. Did you? Me and Nathan. Well, I was doing half a bloody watch along because I had other things I needed to do. But go on, sorry, go on.
Can I just ask Nathan a question?
Yeah, go on, carry on.
I've seen him twice on this show now, and he's a good lad, a good speaker, but I do have a problem with his hair, right?
I know.
Twice I come on this show, he's got that tuft. How the fuck does he get that tuft like that? Is that you sleep on that side in between shows, or
no, like that?
All I want to do is get a pair of scissors and fucking have a go at that. Don't you get a flannel? In the old days, we used to get a flannel and wipe it down.
Hey, we losing our hair there, so we can't.
Wrong side, Nathan. You have a big tuft on the other side. Have a look in the mirror, son. Pair of scissors, have that off.
Leave it out. Right.
Have you got a dog, Nathan?
No, I've got a cat.
Do you clip your cat or do you take it? And I suppose don't cat. I got some dog clippers here. Anyway, let's carry on, mate. But next time I see you on the show, young man, right? Next time I see you on the show, get your hair cut. Right, there we go.
Fucking cheeky bastard. You're losing your hair. You bastard. Right, come on. Right.
All perfectly in place.
The next game was Austria and North Macedonia. Now, people underestimated North Macedonia because they did actually beat Germany in the qualifiers in this tournament. And I don't know. What did you watch that game? Me and Nathan watched it. Nathan was more clued up on it than I was, to be honest with you.
Dog walk time that was, and I went for a couple of pints actually.
A couple of pints.
Yeah, you have to, don't you? You need a break. You need a break from the football with Brownie show. So Yeah, but I took the dog out because I wasn't expecting much from that game. I saw the starting line. If Anautovic had started, I'd have probably hung in and watch it, but just to see what he was up to, really, more than anything. But no, I took the dog out. Had 3
Well, he
pints.
scored. He scored.
I tell you what. I want to come back on this, right, and then we will talk about the game. But Brentford Clive comes back and says, "Dear, at least he knows where to put his glasses. Where yours is on your head."
Now, Clive.
Right.
I only need my glasses to read the comments.
Right.
When you have beauty like this, you don't want to mask beauty, Clive. Now, I haven't seen you on a video, Clive. I could go back to one of your playbacks. I could talk to you actually about tidying up your presenting room. It would look a bit messy to me.
Right.
But as you're a mate of Richard's, good friend of mine, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt tonight.
Right. Yeah, Anautovic.
Great player.
Did really well. When he come on, he played well. He scored, and that's what you need by a player, a striker, just to score.
Just before I come on here, I was watching the Crouchy show, which is quite good on BBC. Right,
Yeah, that's funny, yeah.
A couple of fit birds they got on there and all sorts. But Charlie Adam was on, and of course Charlie Adam, who's very funny. First time I've seen the wit of Charlie Adam tonight, actually, and they had him on as the Scottish guest, and they had, of course, Crouchy's on. They played with him at Stoke, and they just said he's fucking mental, fucking fantastic football. They were talking about him. They said, fantastic player, fantastic bloke, but he just a bit mental and crazy things. But it was quite funny. He wasn't actually being on the bench tonight. When he scored, you watch his reaction. He's giving it all. He said, "That's all going back to the bench."
I said that, Nath, didn't I? I wonder what you were saying when that reaction. I said that in the watch long.
He's a hothead. He's a real hothead, apparently.
Because I thought he was having to go at the keeper or a defender.
No, back at the bench because they were saying it definitely was because he had
been dropped.
Yeah. And they said it was quite funny. They said they reckon it was true. When he was at Stoke, he was the only player that ever wanted to go and play in China.
Yeah. He actually wanted to go and play in China.
He had a dream of going to play in China. Never fucking worked out for him, did it? But he got there when he did get there. Weird, very strange. And then they were being dead serious. They weren't taking the piss. They said he really did want to go and play in China.
Nate, what did you think about that game?
It was, obviously North Macedonia started off really well.
Right.
North Macedonia started off really well, and then obviously going into the game, they're tired, and Austria picked them off the park and scored a few goals. If the game had went the other way, Austria would have got beaten. I think North Macedonia. There's more to come from North Macedonia.
I think so. Pandev, sorry, I know he's 35 now, but he still got it. He still got it up front.
Yeah,
I remember going Pandev. I remember playing. I remember him playing for Lazio. A few years ago. I know he's with Genoa now, but he still got it. He still got it.
Yeah, Pandev still got it. Yeah.
What was your opinion on the Austrian team?
They didn't play very well in the first half. They were a bit shaky, but we've seen this in every group game.
Yeah.
First half, teams are shaky, but in the second half they come out and go for it more. Yeah. Which
do you think it may be just like the fitness levels were better with Austria than with Northern Macedonia, just because the two goals were late on in the game. I just wonder if
I just think because Austria have got some players who play in a better league than North Macedonia. If North Macedonia had players who played in, say, the Premier League, they could have probably been better than that.
Steve, what leave have? What do you think regarding Austrian team? What do
I think of them? I don't think they do anything when it comes to playing better sides.
Okay. Rating, Nath. Rating. What would you give both Austria and North Macedonia, and the guys in the chat as well?
Austria.
Guys, what rating out of 10 would you give Austria and
on the
North
actual
Macedonia?
game? On the game, Austria, I'd give them 7. They obviously won 7, 7 or 8. They won 3-1, wasn't it? So
yeah.
You got to look at the result, haven't you? You know, Macedonia, I'd give them 3.
Yeah, I'm going to be a bit nice to North Macedonia. I'm going to give them a 4 because they did play well, and I'm going to give Austria an 8.
Yeah,
okay.
Guys, I agree with you, Nath. I agree with that. Apart from your haircut, you're a very knowledgeable young man.
I know. Why do you think he's on here for bloody fifth time in 2 days or something?
Yeah, once you got practice, you got bum stuff as well. Once you got good practice and you smartly dressed, Nathan, I'll let you on my show.
Yeah. Well, we'll put a link to. We've already put a link in Nathan's show, but we'll do it for both beforehand as well. Like John 1888 said, both teams were poor.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
Now, I don't agree with that.
What are you rating on poor? First half, maybe poor. Second half, they both went for it. And North Macedonia, I've got to think this is our first time in a Euro competition, and and they get a goal. That breeds confidence. I think they've got Ukraine next. Is it Ukraine they play next? Maybe, I don't know.
Clive said there are more Bundesliga players in the Austrian team than there is in the German team. That's probably right, actually.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I know, but basically, I don't rate the Bundesliga. I never have, if I'm honest with you. I think people Bundesliga is all completely overrated. Box said that was a good stat. And Cheddar's in the house. Hi, Cheddar's. Hope you're well, my friend. And it does actually show. There you go. North Macedonia, small team, tried their best to give. Cheddar said 6, and Austria 6 actually. It's interesting. He gives both 6 out of 10, even though Austria won 3-1.
Yeah.
And they went for it, but no top team will fear them. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they went for it, yeah. No top team will fear them, yeah.
Right. The last game of the day. A game in which I didn't fucking watch. So you two will have to take over. You two and the guys in the chat will have to take over. Right. What we're looking at? We're looking at
Netherlands,
Holland against Ukraine. I forgot who it was.
For entertainment value, it was probably the best game
of the day.
Yeah. The Dutch they look two different sides. Up front, they look phonamenal, right? At the back, they look fucking awful.
And you know what? Before the game, you say that before the game, yourself. I've been saying, the Dutch are quite good at the back. They're just nothing up front.
But
reality is a different way around.
Yeah. They're obviously coming through a generation of trying to get back to where they were before. And the rest of the world are caught up with Dutch methods, Dutch coaching. So they haven't got that. Years ago, they had that advantage. Yeah. Everybody played the Dutch, followed the Dutch in coaching. And they were one of the most advanced coaching countries of the modern tippy-toe, whatever you want to call it, football. Right? Yeah. Of course, everybody else caught up with that now. Yeah. And at the end of the day, let's be fair, it's quite a small nation, really. The league's but
population-wise, 6 million or something?
Yeah,
I'll double check now.
But yeah, they look good up front. To be fair, very clinical. They have their flair, their usual Dutch flair and style, but at the back they're fucking shocking, mate. And then, 2-0 up and cruising at one stage.
Yeah, they were. It was 2-0 up and you were thinking, right, game done. Game done. And then we're seeing a fantastic goal by Oberlenko. Oberlenko's goal was superb. What a goal!
What a goal! Goal of the tournament so far. That.
And then,
I'll have to check that out then. I've just for
And interestingly,
17 million people.
Jake Cox on West Ham unofficial. I don't know if he's watching tonight. Probably past his bedtime.
No, he's in
But
bed.
He's north is Yarmolenko. Right? It's probably is. Yeah, everyone has a player in their team they hate, don't they? And he can't stand him. But I've always rated him, to be honest. I thought he's a good player. But
well, just to put it out there then, anyway, population of Holland, 17 million, and actually it's 6 million more than the population of Belgium.
Is it really?
That's surprising.
But you've got most of them are old pensioner daffodil farmers, aren't they?
Hey, come on now. We don't want want any of that. I don't want YouTube giving me strikes for things you say.
No. If you look at the numbers of the youth coming through,
you're on about a generation kind of population. Yeah, I know what you mean. Right. Taib said the last game. Hang on, let's go with Taib's first. Last game was the best so far, end-to-end stuff. I'm gutted. I missed it. I'm going to have to watch it now. I'm going to be up all night working anyway, so I'll have that on.
I don't know. At one stage, you'd have thought Ruud Gullit was coming on the pitch.
Yeah.
Didn't it? Did you see the sub? I don't know what his name was. I didn't catch his name. But yeah, just an image of Ruud Gullit 30 years ago.
Box says De Ligt was out. Just shows I didn't watch it. I didn't know the teams. De Ligt was out today. Van Dijk missing Euros plus De Boer. Never centre back Botman who just won a league title with Lille.
Yeah.
So,
well, the only downside for the Netherlands will be their defence. That's the only downside. Their attack is superb. The Netherlands goal to win it. What a goal that was to win it.
Well, I say I'm going to have to watch it now because you guys are bloody twisted my arm.
But then we'll go back to managers. What did De Boer do in management? He's got to be the worst manager.
Well, Crystal Palace, wasn't it?
Well, 10 days.
But he went there. Well, he had shocker there, didn't he? Absolute shocker.
John says very entertaining game, but Holland wasn't as good as it hyped up to be.
Yeah, his defence at Palace was shocking as well, wasn't it? If you remember, the defence was all over the place at Palace. Yeah. Did he go to Southampton as well? Was that another Dutch bloke?
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't think. To be honest, I don't think he'll ever get another game. I don't think he'll ever get another job in the Premier League.
But that's the case again, isn't it? It's a case of the national manager gets the job because of the name and not of his experience. But there we go.
John says, Holland weren't as good as they hyped up to be. Brentford Clive says, best game so far. Yarmolenko goal will be hard to beat, but neither will go further than the quarterfinals at best.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah. I just think the defence will just be too weak on them.
Paul. Hi, Paul. Hope you're well. They miss Virgil van Dijk. Yeah. Tom Palmer follows on about De Boer. He failed at Inter Milan too.
There you are. Yeah.
Box then come back and said he was sacked at Atlanta United as well. I'll double check. Because it could well be his brother, wasn't it? Wasn't it brother has been ill for years?
Yeah, there was two of them, weren't they? Were they twins? I think they were twins, though.
I don't know.
Who likes whiskey on this show? Come in the comments if you like whiskey.
I'll drink anything, right, man? I'll drink anything.
Well, I noticed that the way you were knocking them cans of stock on the first day. Apart from your haircut, it did look like you did have a drink issue as well. But I wasn't going to mention that. I was going to say that for tomorrow night, but
you're going to say that for tomorrow night, yeah.
Really, all you need is a cardboard box, put you out on the step, and you look the part, wouldn't you? You're getting that.
I tell you what, hey, the guys in the chat, the bloody bang on actually. Right, he went Ajax manager, Inter Milan didn't last a season, Crystal Palace didn't last a season, Atlanta United 2 seasons, and now Holland.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing how
yeah.
how do you get the international job when you're hopeless? Really, isn't it?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like, they might as well just give the international job to me news. Like, just give it to
That's
me
what
news.
I mean. Anybody could. It's weird, isn't it? I just find it amazing.
It's not what, when it comes to international management, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, got to be in it.
So we'll just find someone who we know who's good at international, who knows
One name,
international
right. Paul says, hope you're all well, fellas. Enjoying this weather. What score we think for Scotland game tomorrow? Let's go. Yeah, come on. Hang on.
Right.
Before we go on to that, I can't give. I didn't watch it, but out of 10 for both performances for Holland and Ukraine, guys in the chat,
I'm going to
give us out of 10 for both performances, Holland and Ukraine.
I'll give them both 8 for giving the watching public the most entertaining game of football so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got to agree with an 8 for both, because they played. It was a superb match. I never thought a Ukraine v Netherlands match would be that exciting.
No.
I thought it would be Germany France.
That'd probably turn out to be as boring as it comes now, wouldn't it?
It'll be 0-0 that, man. 0-0 that.
Well, a couple of ratings have come in. Paul said Holland an 8 as well.
Yeah.
Box is saying Holland 8, Ukraine 7. Because it's a bit of a delay, and Clive said 7.5 for both. John says attacking for both very good, but not sure about the defences. That's what everyone's saying, isn't it?
They'll just be the entertainers in this tournament. They'll just score more and concede.
Yeah.
They'll just keep scoring and conceding it.
We've been asked a few times, and we've been asked a few times throughout the show. So let's get on to it. Scotland tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I'm going to try and get a Scottish representative on and a Spanish representative on. So we'll see. But right, Scotland game. Let's go on for a game first, friend. Let's go on to our games. I want to. Just bear with me a sec. Right, first game, Scotland, Czech Republic. How do you guys think it's going to go?
2-1 Scotland.
Czech Republic will win 2-1.
2-1 Scotland, I'm going with.
Yeah, you're going to Scotland?
Yeah, I think Scotland.
I'm going to go 1-0 Czech Republic. I got a funny feeling Souček.
Yeah.
I got a funny feeling Souček could. I got a man crush on Souček. I tell you, I think he reminds me of Fellaini at Everton. If I'm honest with you, Fellaini at Man United was a completely different player to a Fellaini at Everton. You know, Yeah. So, but then again, hey, I'm on my way to the Czech embassy in a couple of weeks, so I'm gonna have to bloody support the Czech Republic as much as I possibly can. Unless
I just love Czech people. I used to work out of Prague many years ago, and just outside. And a mate of mine I used to work with still lives there now. He decided to go stay in the country, and it's a fantastic country, and it's fantastic people. But there's what you get with the Czechs, and this is what I think is going to do them good in football in this tournament. You don't get any prima donnas at all. They're all very hard-working players. So we went to a game actually, Slava Prague. We just went across the border. I can't remember what country it was now. And the atmosphere was fantastic. But the flares are going off, the fireworks are going off. And it's quite funny to watch because where they're sinned on in the UK, they have the fire brigade there with buckets just to walk around the ground and put the flares.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that before. Yeah.
And,
I've seen that before.
But they're very, very level-headed breed of people. Yeah. And like play, they don't earn much money in the Czech Republic. Well, if they stay in their leagues at all, maybe.
Well, I'm hoping, and I have tried. I've been trying. I've asked for the ambassador now to try and get Souček on for a chat. Really hoping. I've been trying ages. So because the Czech Republic after the Scotland game, they're all going to be hosted in the Czech embassy. When are England playing? It's before the England game anyway. Fingers crossed the ambassador can twist Thomas Souček's arm and get him on you for a chat.
It wouldn't surprise me because he's a very level-headed bloke.
Yeah, I know. But
he's not the type of guy. Football Brown.
We'll see. We'll see.
But if can I just ask one thing? If you do get him to come on, and it's very important. This. Can you get your man to have a haircut and have some respect before we have a star come on the show?
Oh, it would be just for a one-on-one. To be honest, it'd be a one-on-one. Box says 2-1. Box said 1-0. Sorry, Czech and Scotland. John says 2-1.
When you interviewed the Czech ambassador, I noticed you put a shirt on, Brownie.
I did.
Yeah. And you called him Sir.
No, it's the ambassador one, eh? Oh, yes, sir. I did. I may well have, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right. So 2-1, John says. Clive says, he hopes they lose. I know. Buck says, Moyes top scouting notch. That was just like he was at Everton.
Yeah.
Taib says Scotland would sneak it 2-1. It'd be a tight game, man. It'd be a tight game.
It will be a very tight game, this.
Okay. No worries. So what do you guys think? Sorry, I went 1-0 Czech Republic.
I got 2-1 Czech Republic.
2-1
Scotland. No worries. Right. We have a game. Well, there's 2 other games as well. Group E is going to be starting tomorrow. The first one is Poland-Slovakia.
That's a tough one.
That's a 5 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, I think that'd be a boring game. Now I've said that, it'd probably be the best one of the tournament, but two names, Poland. But Poland will win it. 1-0.
Okay, guys in the chat, what do you think the game will be? Nath, and you?
I'm going 2-0 Poland. Lewandowski with them both.
Okay, Lewandowski's never really. It's the only guy I can remember. The thing is, I don't really want to do a watch along for this game because the names in both teams are going to bloody kill me with a speech impediment, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So
it'll be fine, man.
It'll be definitely a game for your wet wipes.
We'll learn them.
Yeah. I'd be cleaning the screen every 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? But Slovakia no mugs, man. They're not mugs.
They've got Martin Dubravka in goal. Newcastle keeper, very good keeper.
I think a draw. I think
Clive's got to hit the nail on the head now, Brentford Clive, and he says 0-0 snooze fest. It definitely be a snooze fest.
We're having a snooze fest. Oh, well, that's good. No.
Let's see. Box said 2-1 Poland. John says Poland should win. Right. Mr. Bundles says score draw. John says 2-0.
That's right, yeah.
Box is laughing at my comment regarding with the Polish names. I'd have to be. And John said, "Right, it's worth a watch along, man, Brownie." It's not. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
will
not.
be. Yeah.
The amount of Polish and Slovak names I'd be spitting all over the screen. and Mr. Bundle says 3-0 Poland. I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna go 0-0, maybe a 1-0. Right, last game then, guys. Before we wrap it up, because I've enjoyed tonight's show. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's been good, yeah.
Spain, Sweden. Viva España.
Spain have had got COVID in the camp though, so this is a very hard game to
I
pick.
know. I've been checking.
Who's in and who's out of this squad?
Well, I think he's on his own at the moment, Busquets. Busquets is very doubtful. Marcos Llorente is starting to train with a squad again. There's also 2 unnamed players, which God knows, if I'm honest with you. But I still think Spain should have enough. They should have enough.
I'm just going 1-0 Spain.
Sorry, the old COVID cough in there. Spain lackluster at the minute, and all this COVID stuff. I'm going to go for a shock. I can't see it happening, but I'm going to go for it. Sweden win 1-0.
Is what's his name in the Sweden squad, then? Ibrahimovic.
No, he's injured. He's not even there. He's injured.
Right. Okay.
Well, I just got to sneak one. Spain. No, I'm going for the shock. We haven't had a shock yet. There's always one shock result. We haven't had.
Who's going to score? Emil Kraft.
You know what?
Spain's strike force is nothing.
Box's prediction is quite appealing, really, because I was looking at it more. You could be onto something here, but I can't. The thing is with Spain, right, is that I am still of a mindset, because Spain, with the tiki-taki football, getting the ball off them, whoever gets the ball off them will win the game, right? But they got nothing up front.
Brownie, I'm not being funny, mate. That was a bit of a daft comment there. Whoever gets the ball off them.
No. But honestly, they'll play around you.
Oh, they will.
But
I think they're
in the final third, they're very, very weak. They're toothless, actually.
Yeah, they are toothless. They're toothless. And with this COVID stuff, it's going to throw a bit of unbalance into the team as well. So I'm going. It's Seville. Is it Seville they're playing?
Yeah. What time is it, actually?
Yeah. So I'm going to go for
a late game, isn't it? No, it's a late game there.
It'll be late.
So it'll be at 9 o'clock. Yeah, I know, but one of the games is on like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I think.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
It's not including Spain. But anyway, going back to it, John says 2-1 Spain. Box, as we know, said 2-0. Clive says 3-0 to Spain. Box said, why did Enrique only name a 20-man squad, and why did he leave Ramos out? Ramos, it's a fucking circle around that guy at the moment, I'll be honest with you. Sergio Ramos, I love, proper old-fashioned captain of men, but he's been really letting himself down in recent weeks. Basically, he done a 24-man squad because he wanted to give Sergio Ramos time to get up to match fitness. Sergio Ramos had been out for so long, and he's just not fit. He's not match fit, and he don't deserve to be in the squad because of his injury record this season. So in all fairness to Enrique, he's given him as much chance as he possibly can, and now as a result, he's left himself short in the squad.
Yeah, but Brown, on that point, you could name your squad right up to the start of the tournament this time, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could.
Because of COVID. So why did Spain still go with 24?
Would it have been because of the COVID question marks? Because Busquets was diagnosed with COVID as the squad was being named, wasn't it?
Well, he was still one of the 24, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a Spanish Football Federation view, isn't it?
If you could take 26, take 26. Why only take 24?
I don't know.
No, it's weird. Very strange.
Nothing makes sense with La Liga and the Spanish Football Federation.
No,
do you know what I mean? But anyway, Mr. Bundle says 9-0 to Spain. Box said, must be the first time ever no Real Madrid players in the squad. I tell you why I'm surprised that he's not in the squad. It's not Sergio Ramos. It's actually Carvajal.
Yeah, Carvajal.
I'm more surprised Carvajal, even if it is just bloody as a backup right back. I'm more surprised. Isco he's let himself bloody go. That guy have.
Is he the one from Bellamagna? Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently now Ancelotti's back. He's turning his mindset around, but not quickly enough to get in our squad, the Spain squad. Right. So. Okay, no worries at all. Listen, guys, it's been a lovely. I've really enjoyed it tonight. Actually, really enjoyed it tonight.
We haven't had any of your drunk mates on yet from Merthyr.
I know, but it's a Sunday, isn't it? It's a Sunday. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody in the chat. Thanks, guys.
That's never made a difference in Merthyr.
Thanks, guys, for coming in. Much appreciated. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Steve, guys, what I'm going to do before we leave is that I'm going to put each of your channels in the chat box for everyone to subscribe. All right, so bear with me a sec. Right, that one is Nathan's. So it's Nathan's first.
I'm gonna have a little.
Hang on. I forgot that you've. Sure. Sorry, guys. Hang on. What's that? Fuck's sake, man. There you go. And that's Steve's the day's banter. Right.
If you like a bit of banter, get on the show. But come on with your haircut. I won't have scruffy fuckers on there.
Right, guys. Listen, many thanks for coming on. Much appreciated. Have a good night, and let's hope for another good day of football tomorrow.
See you later, mate.
See you later. Bye.
Ta-da, guys.
Bye, mate.